Dricus du Plessis thinks he could have defeated Isreal Adesanya in round 1. Anderson Silva has been tweeting a lot of things that are not so nice about Isreal Adesanya. Somebody's O has got to go. Cedric Doumbe takes on Zebo. Alright, I am Toby with the African Fighters. Welcome back again to another episode with the African Fighters. And on today's episode, we're going to be giving you a roundup of everything happening in the world of combat sports. As regards your African fighters, stay with us. Alright, it has just been a week since Sean Strickland shocked the entire world by defeating Isreal Adesanya in such a convincing fashion to become the new middleweight champion. Africans all around the world are still in shock and are still trying to wrap our heads around what we just witnessed. In the aftermath of that, a lot of things have been said, and I'm going to catch you up on all the drama that has been going on since that surprising defeat to Sean Strickland. Yes, one of the most popular names in the UFC, Michael Bisping, has been talking. He said Sean Strickland's biggest weapon to defeat Isreal Adesanya was his mind. He said a lot of other opponents went into that octagon seeing it as one of the biggest fights of their careers, but Strickland stepped into the octagon seeing it as just another fight. If you ask me, I don't think Strickland took this as just another fight. I think he came prepared. I think he ticked all the boxes before coming into the octagon, and that is why he was successful. Moving on, Anderson Silva, arguably the greatest middleweight of all time in mixed martial arts, respected by everybody, and he's somebody that Izzy has looked up to and in fact compared himself to over the years. In the aftermath of Izzy's defeat, Anderson Silva posted some things that are not so nice. He eventually took them down, but that doesn't change the fact that everybody already saw what he posted and where his head was at. Alright, so word for word what he tweeted was, "I am the one in charge of this S word here, and you're not going to open your mouth again to compare yourself to me in this S word. Do you understand? I am the one in charge of this here." It is no secret that Anderson Silva was a role model for Isreal Adesanya, and to see somebody that you love so much come out and say certain things about you, I'm sure that one would have hurt Izzy deeply. Alright, moving away from Anderson Silva, Dricus du Plessis, the man who was actually supposed to face Isreal Adesanya, has been talking. In an interview with Fightwave, du Plessis gave his thoughts and a couple of comments on a couple of different situations. If you missed that interview, you might want to catch it. Anyways, when he was asked about Dana White and Dana's post-fight comments on Dricus du Plessis, here is his response. "Obviously, he's not very happy that I turned down a fight on 7-week notice with an injury. Why he's not happy, I don't really understand. But at the end of the day, it's business for them." He said if you look at his track record, he is not a fighter that turns down fights, and he has shown up on short notice multiple occasions, which is true. But this time, with the one opportunity he might get at the shot, he did not want to step in there with an injury and on a short notice. I believe that is fair. He also gave his thoughts on Isreal Adesanya's performance against Sean Strickland, which was very, very dismal to say the least. And here is what he had to say.
Whereas Isreal Adesanya looked, you could see it was easy fighting, but in my honest opinion, he can be so glad that he wasn't been there with me this weekend. That performance, his punches had no snap, no power. He was moving backwards the whole time with the kind of pressure that I fight at, and that's what Strickland did well. He kept pressure, and that was great. But if I wasn't there with him, especially in that first round with Strickland, it was game over. I think it would have been an absolute. If he fought that way against me, I don't think the fight would see the second round.
He also gave a 2-fight roadmap of what he thinks should happen and what he thinks might happen. He says to fight Isreal Adesanya is no longer his priority. He wants to fight for the title. He wants to beat up Strickland, and then Easy can come as a contender to fight him. Will he get his way? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Alright, now from the battle of the fighters to the battle of the coaches. Yes, Eric Nixick and Eugene Berman have contrasting opinions as to how things played out and as to how things will play out in the future. Eugene Berman gave a post-fight interview where he said just a little touches to Easy's game and they'll fix everything, and Easy will win the fight the next time out.
I asked Mick if we could have the rematch next weekend.
Okay.
So whether he grants it, I'm not sure, but I'm just very confident that we can change the outcome of this fight with very minor adjustments. What I'm saying is we couldn't get Israel to enact our plan. There wasn't much cohesion in the corner. You have nights like this, and I think we can do the rematch tomorrow, and I think we can have a good night.
Eric Nixick, on the other hand, does not agree with Eugene Berman. Yes, Sean Strickland's coach thinks that Easy has to do a lot more work than just minor adjustments to be able to defeat Sean Strickland.
And I think that like kind of hearing their thoughts on some minor adjustments and they win that fight, I think it's a lot more than minor adjustments. I think there's a lot more to be done.
Interesting build up for a rematch already ongoing. Alright, we have a new middleweight champion. Everything in the division is shaking up. Everybody's throwing their name into the hat. Right now, the man who was the backup fighter for this fight is tweeting at Dana. He says, F-word, the rematch. I already beat your champion before and I can beat him again. He said he doesn't care about a rematch. Nobody wants to see a rematch. Give me my opportunity. He definitely feels confident that he can defeat Sean Strickland in an octagon. Israel's loss just throws open the entire equation. Now you have Du Plessis wanting a title shot. Sean Strickland gets a decision to make on who he wants to fight. Easy wants a rematch. Jared Cannonier wants a shot at the title. At this point, Bonicao wins a couple more fights and is inserting his name in that conversation. Chimaev beats Paulo Costa and he also gets his name thrown into the conversation. The middleweight all of a sudden is looking very interesting. Alright, and from a Nigerian brother to a Nigerian brother, Kamaru Usman has come out on the ESPN show to give a little bit of advice to Easy. He says Easy needs to take some time off. There's no need to rush back into this. The opportunity will be waiting for him. And he says, to use himself as an example. He said he jumped back in there a little bit too fast against Leon Edwards and got clipped for the second time. Easy needs to take some time off. A lot of people have been saying Easy needs some time off. Would he actually listen to them and relax a little bit? Or will he call for a rematch ASAP? We're still waiting for Easy to make an open decision about how he wants to play this. Alright, now moving away from Kamaru Usman to baby brother Mohammed Usman. Yes, Usman will be stepping into the octagon to take on Jake Collier. Jake Collier is on a 3-fight losing streak and Usman the opposite. Yes, he has been devouring the UFC ever since making his debut. After the Ultimate Fighter ended, he is by far the betting favorite and we will be looking forward to another dominant performance from Mohammed Usman. From big fights in the UFC to big fights in the PFL, Cedric Doumbe will take on Jordan Zebo in what is a career-determining fight. Somebody's O has got to go. These two fighters are very highly rated. This one is going to be a special fight to look forward to. You can trust the African fighters will be previewing that fight as the weeks progress. Alright guys, that's it from us today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section and we will see you in another video.
Come on, Africans!